So you mean to tell me you actually watch and listen to videos? I say that half jokingly and rhetorically, of course. It just reminds me how disconnected I am from reality and what normal people do, because I watch YouTube almost 24/7, and I probably don't pay attention to 99% of the things that I put on. Granted, most of it's reaction content, and let's be real, that kind of blends together eventually. But at any point, if you were to ask me what I'm watching, I usually can't tell you. Like, I'm so used to multitasking that when I see someone actually sitting down and watching something, I'm temporarily confused. Like, wait, you actually watch stuff? So I'm like double thrown off whenever people actually watch one of my videos, or like make a comment on it. I kind of have this moment where I'm like, wait, you're paying attention? I didn't think people actually did that. I still remember the very first time I got a crush on someone. I remember it like it was yesterday. I was showing her how to sharpen her knife. I hand her the knife back. She looks at it and goes, "Well, let's try it out," and then throws the knife at my head. It then sticks into the wall right next to my head like 2 inches away. I called her a crazy bitch, and I immediately fell in love. That was the first time I developed feelings for someone. It's probably toxic and unhealthy, but boys will be boys, what can I say? I feel like falling in love with a crazy bitch is just part of becoming a man. So I got bored, which I've mentioned before is extremely dangerous for me, so I decided to go through the adult games on Steam, and to be honest, most of them were disappointing, but I did find one that was low-key very genius. Hear me out. So you pick a girl, then you give her workout routines, count calories for her, exercise and diet routine, and then once she has the body type that you like, you fuck her. But it seems a little too immersive for me, so I don't think I'll play it. Knowing me, I'll get too into it and forget that it's supposed to be an H game. I'll be like, come on, we're almost up to our target weight for squats. Lift, bitch! But it's unironically kind of a useful skill to have. Like, if you get really good at that game, you could probably put that on a resume somewhere. Like, if you go to get a job at a fitness center, you could be like, yeah, I played this game. I know how to plan effective workouts, and I can count calories like a motherfucker. This is gonna sound disgustingly American. Like, if you're super hungry, but also really need to take a shit, there's a conflict of interest there. So what do? You gotta do both, of course. I am not above eating while I take a shit. My name is Animal for a reason. Besides, you mean to tell me I just heated up my food, and then suddenly the bomb wants to drop, and I gotta run to the bathroom, and you mean to tell me I have to reheat up my food again? No, thank you. I'll just take it with me to the bathroom and enjoy my meal in peace. Never settle. You do what you gotta do. So straight up, I would be the worst person ever to bring to an intervention. The type of support someone needs is not the type of support I offer. Like, I'll be the dude in the background laughing, or I'll be the one in charge of the intervention itself, because I really enjoy taking control during messed up weird situations. Being able to keep a straight face while having a serious talk about some crazy shit brings me a lot of joy. Like, I'll just sit someone down and be like, alright dude, look, you gotta stop eating shit, man. That's not doing anything for anyone, man. How about I just get you some heroin instead? Like, have you tried that yet? That might be a pretty fun substitute for you. Like, I would just offer them worse alternatives. Look, buddy, I love living with you and all, but I'm tired of our cucumbers and pickles going missing and finding open condoms everywhere. Next time I see condoms laying around, my pickles and cucumbers better be stocked in the fridge, and there better be semen in those condoms. Use them how intended. Come on, man, get your life together. Like, I just don't see myself being helpful in any situation. So if I had to pick a D&D style personality trait for myself, it would definitely be chaotic good, because I enjoy batshit crazy situations, but my default setting is to always be a good boy. Like, no matter what I try to do, my reflex is to be nice and helpful, for some dumb reason. Like, I could be playing a game with the most fucked up, cruel plotline, and my first thought is, okay, so how can I succeed at this game, doing the most horrendous things in the nicest way possible? Like, it's hard to play Grand Theft Auto, because the thought of running red lights and possibly endangering people holds heavy on my conscience. I know one thing, I'm getting sick and tired of having to check my boxers throughout the day, because apparently, my butthole is a vagina, and it's not a spotting period either. It's like a full-on menstruation. Like, I can't even trust my farts anymore, and I love farting. Possibly the worst part is that I don't even feel it. Like, I go to take a shower and I look at my boxers and I'm like, welp, looks like I gotta throw these out now. I'm kinda debating just straight up putting them in like a plastic bag or something. So if the day comes where I become internet famous, I can start a bidding war for them and get an exorbitant amount of money. People are freaky like that, they'll probably buy it. And it comes with a free DNA sample, so it's a win-win. Easy to prove. So I'm probably the worst person ever to be stuck in a survival situation with. Like, I'm really good with chaotic situations. So if I get everyone together and propose a plan, if you disagree with me or try to act stupid, instantly knife to the throat. Like, I'm not gonna chance our survival with you being a retard. Just shut up and stick to the plan. I get the point across really quick. Like, midway through the day, I'll look at the fattest person in the group and be like, look, if I were you, I'd find a way to get us out of this situation as quickly as possible, because if we don't find food soon, you're gonna be lunch. You know, just saying. But that's how it is. If you want to survive, you'll stick with me. We might lose some people along the way, but hey, you know, losers lose, winners win. This is a call to arms for all the female simps out there. We need your help to support the men VTubers, like the men support the female VTubers, in order to help us get some leverage in this media. And we all know there are female simps and incels, or femcells if you want to call them that, but it gets them mad. Because the jig is up, we all know there are female simps out there. Like, we've all seen the numbers in Love and Deep Space. We know y'all secretly send letters to serial killers, and yet you're too afraid or embarrassed to publicly simp for a male VTuber? That's just the women mindset, I get it. It's like when they tell you they don't like it when you do stuff, because it makes them feel like a whore, or weird, even though they do like it because they are weird. But it's okay, you have our permission to simp out if you need to, because in this media, we're all weird whores. We don't judge. So I've realized how bad my impulse is when it comes to seeing shiny items and clicking on them, or just coming across a random item you didn't know was there. It's almost sinfully satisfying. Like, you see it pop up and you're like, oh my god, what's that? Oh my god, it's so awesome! I don't know what this is, but it's awesome! But then I realized the reason why I think I like it so much. Like, let's say you're playing a dungeon crawler, right? Like, if you find an upgrade to your equipment, like a sword or armor or anything, you're like, oh, this is awesome, this is better than what I had. But then that feeling goes away really quick. Whereas if I'm running around aimlessly, and I find a new item, I'm like, oh my god, what is that? What does it do? And the description doesn't explain anything, I get a lot more excited. I'm like, oh my god, I can't wait to see what this does. And the excitement kind of holds my attention for longer. I think it's mainly just the mystery and the experience of finding something new that's just way more exhilarating. Like, if it were up to me, I'd play a game just collecting and hoarding bullshit, with an inventory full of things that I have no idea what it's even used for. And I'd be excited the entire time. Like, I don't know what all this stuff is, but I love it all. I feel like I play games for the wrong reasons. One cool thing about growing up poor is that you gain the ability to make food out of anything, and make it taste unreasonably good. Like, if you ever say you're hungry around a poor southerner, they'll be like, alright, give me 20 minutes, and we'll go through your fridge and cupboards, and magically spawn food. And not just any food, a full course meal that tastes delicious. Like, because of that, I just like cooking simple things usually. Just an amalgamation of random things I have around the house. But even though it's simple, I catch people off guard. And they'll eat it and be like, oh my god, why does this taste so fucking good? I'm just like, I do what I do, man. I'm good at keeping it simple. And effective. So this is something that's on my mind a lot for some reason. Alright, so check it. If demons were to ascend upon the planet and start taking over, what would be scarier? If a demon came down to attack you, would it be scarier if it had 3 heads and 1 huge dick? Or 1 head and 3 huge dicks? And this thing looks aggressive too, like it's ready to forcefully borrow some friction from you. Like fully erect, pre-cum just dripping out. I feel like I'd be inclined to be more scared of the thing with 3 dicks. I'd have like an instinctual fear, like my chastity is at risk or something. Because I'm already going to be murdered brutally, right? The last memory I want is to be triple penetrated by a demon, leading to my downfall. So this one was recommended by Sir Lagalot, who brings up the fact that shoe sizes are different depending on gender. I agree with this, I think it's absolutely fucking stupid. Because really all it is covering up insecurities of women. You know, it's like how they say big and tall instead of fat and ugly. Because women think having big feet are gross, so they nerfed what shoe sizes are to help lie to themselves and make themselves feel better. Like, it's bad enough if you're in America, you have to differentiate between the imperial system and the metric system, and now we have to change it again according to gender? Just look down. How big is your foot? It should be that simple. But it goes against the 2 things that women hate, which is common sense and honesty. And if you have any topic recommendations you want me to rant about, go ahead and comment it below. I don't think I would ever hook up with another VTuber, the main reason being I'm impotent, but the second reason being I'm pretty sure it'd be like a 50-50. Like, on one side of the coin, they'll rather be the most batshit crazy psycho bitch that's a freak in the sheets. That's fun for the short term, you know, don't get me wrong, but in the long term they'll ruin your life. And on the flip side, they'd be the most perfect angel God has to offer, and I would ruin their fucking life. So I don't think I'd want to take that chance with any side. That, and if people know that you're getting slam dunked by a white micropenis, probably wouldn't be the best thing for your viewership. And if you have any topic recommendations you want me to rant about, go ahead and comment it below. So here's some random things I think are gross. Eating things with barbecue sauce on it, without access to napkins, being naked, and deciding to put on shoes, going back in time too far, because people used to not bathe or wipe their butts after they poop, and that's absolutely disgusting. Eating anything with cheese dust, or that's super greasy, and then just touching shit like you don't have cheese fingers or sausage hands. Deciding to bump bellies with someone and not shower afterwards. If you do the dirty deed and then don't get clean, you are a creature of the night. Being an ugly person in general, you shouldn't be in public. Just a few things I wanted to get off my chest. I think I speak for everyone. So if you're from the US, you'll pick up that crime is done a little bit differently, depending on if you're from the North or from the South. For example, getting robbed. If you're from the North, they'll just whip out a gun on you and be like, "Give me your fucking money," and just be extremely loud and aggressive. It can be scary, but at least it's straightforward, right? If you're from the South, they'll just nonchalantly whip out a gun and just be like, "Alright, now y'all go ahead and go over there." And they'll start fucking with your head. Like, they'll just be like, "Alright, now y'all go ahead and give me what you got. Oh yeah, by the way, how's your day going though? You know, how's the family?" And they'll just start asking you personal questions and shit about your life. And you're just like, "Bro, are you trying to be my friend or are you trying to rob me right now?" So it can be super awkward sometimes. So in the North, aggressive and straightforward. And if you're in the South, passive-aggressive mind games. If I'm being honest, I love lying, but not under the premise of being like malicious or to spread misinformation. I just enjoy lying when it's fun. Like if it's a dumb rhetorical conversation anyways, or if I'm bored and want to tell a joke. Because why not, right? If it's a boring conversation, just say some crazy shit, you know, make it interesting. I love telling true stories that I made up, but I think it really only works for me because I've lived such a crazy life that it becomes hard to separate fact from fiction, and I'll be damned if I'm not going to use that to my advantage. And if you have any topic recommendations you want me to rant about, go ahead and comment it below. So if you know, you know. Toads hate themselves, and they're constantly trying to take themselves out. Like if you're driving in a car, toads will gladly just jump right in front of your car en masse. Talk about the light at the end of the tunnel, right? But something you might not know is they get really creative with it. Like me and my family used to live in motels off and on, and these toads would jump all the way to the top, to the highest floor, and then just jump down to their own doom. I'm talking like you wake up in the morning, and there's easily a few hundred toad corpses just lining the parking lot. So me and my sister used to have some fun with it. So she'd be at the top floor, and then whenever they would go to jump, she would say something super dramatic, like, "I don't want to live anymore," or "Goodbye, cruel world." And after they jump, I will be waiting on the bottom floor with the stick, and then I will try to like baseball them out of the air before they hit the ground. I mean, because they're just going to off themselves anyway, we might as well have some fun with it, right? But yeah, we had a lot more adventures involving toads, but I won't go into any more detail just in case I end up getting banned. So I would say the first pet I ever had that I would call mine was actually a pet squirrel. My mama had found it outside whenever she was doing yard work. Like it must have fallen out of a tree or something. And she ended up teaching me how to bottle feed it and raise it. I want to say I was about 6 or 7. But yeah, we called him Nichols, and I loved that little guy. He was so awesome. He would let me put my arms in the cage, and then I'd love on him and wrestle with him. He wouldn't let anyone else touch him, really. Like, even my mama. Like, we would let him out the cage sometimes, and he would run around and climb on us and stuff. But I was the only one that could just freely play with him. And we had him for a couple of years. But unfortunately, one of my aunts was in charge of watching my mama's house while we was out doing stuff, and ended up letting it out and it got away. So, you know, sad face there. And this same aunt also claimed to be quote-unquote cleaning the bird cage with a vacuum cleaner, and sucked up and killed a few of her birds too. But it was fun while it lasted. I kinda want a pet squirrel again one day.